This dude likes to rhyme like Dr. Zeus. Well, listen, you're more like Dr. Dipshit, Scott Boras. Enough of holding Major League Baseball hostage. And Cody Bellinger, I love you as a New York Yankee, but guess what, bro? You're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy. Okay?
Because you got Aaron Judge behind you hitting .411 all season. You had the best season you've had in the last 3 years. Last time you won an MVP, Cody Bellinger, was 7 years ago. And now you're asking for 8 years? What, do you want to play on the Yankees until you receive AARP? Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees offseason is caught in neutral, and I'm starting to get scared. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, there you have it, folks, and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. And guys, I'm starting to get nervous. I don't hit the panic button as a Yankee fan, but guess what? With this offseason and what we've done so far, I'm starting to panic. We're 2 days away from Christmas, and still nothing is underneath the tree. Brian Cashman, I am telling you right now, you better start making moves because this doesn't emulate a front office that just lost to the Toronto Blue Jays at home to lose a series and watched the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays strike first in the offseason moves. As far as today is concerned, the New York Yankees are the third best team in the American League, and that's bullshit. As a New York Yankee fan, I have grown to deserve and consider the Yankees doing better. But this isn't your father's Yankees anymore, guys. Brian Cashman is the cheapskate cheap goat of Hal Steinbrenner. The Yankees could have went out and made moves. The Yankees could have went out and improved their ball club. But they have decided to sit on their hands and go with a bunch of bench players from the New York Mets. The best you could give me is Ahmad Rosario, Blackburn out of the bullpen. Are the New York Yankees all of a sudden the Kansas City Royals? Or are we not in the biggest market in all of sports? Not to mention your crosstown rivals, they keep taking our leftovers, but yes, they keep getting W's over our franchise, and they just got a casino added to the equation. The New York Yankees are getting left behind by Major League Baseball, and now it's not even funny anymore. Now it's not glaring anymore. And I can't hear other fans saying that the Yankees are going out and buying championships anymore because they haven't done it from 2009. New York Yankee fans, we got to do some soul searching. We used to yell at people and argue with people saying that we don't buy championships. Now, when we stop buying championships and tried to build the farm system, we haven't won squat since 2009. The New York Yankees should be Manchester United. The New York Yankees are a global brand. They just were at the top of the Forbes list as the most expensive baseball franchise and the sixth in the United States out of all major league sports. The New York Yankees are too worried about saving money. Hal Steinbrenner is running this like a mom and pop shop dollar store, and I've had it. You got to pay at least $400 to get out of Long Island over the tolls, pay for parking, beers, tickets, and if you got kids, forget about how expensive your day at Yankee Stadium's going to be. You're better off going to Hershey Park for a week. This is what you give us when we've been paying top dollar. We built that new stadium in the Bronx in 2009 on our hard-earned Yankee money, and now you won't give us that shiny piece? You won't give us that large present at Christmas? Then why am I even here? You better start making moves, but you don't want to make the wrong moves. Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger are the wrong moves. I said it. I'm done with the New York Yankees trying to get back to homeostasis and where they were last year with Cody Bellinger. Guess what? It wasn't good enough. We lost to the Blue Jays. So Cody Bellinger now is holding people hostage, asking for 8 years and $288 million. Yeah. And I want to be the center for the New York Knicks, folks. It's not going to happen. Kyle Tucker, 11 years at $500 million. Yeah, I got a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn, Kyle Tucker. So when you have guys like Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger holding the rest of Major League Baseball hostage, I blame it on one person, Scott Boras. This guy's got to go, dude. Boras needs to go. He holds Major League Baseball hostage, and he holds the offseason hostage. He came out with a report today and said that I'm not doing anything until Kyle Tucker gets moved. So until Kyle Tucker gets moved, no other moves get done in Major League Baseball. There should be a restriction on how many clients Scott Boras is allowed to have, okay? This dude who does in limericks and speaks in puns and alliteration and likes to rhyme like Dr. Zeus, well, listen, you're more like Dr. Dipshit, Scott Boras. Enough of the show, enough of holding Major League Baseball hostage. And Cody Bellinger, I love you as a New York Yankee, but guess what, bro? You didn't play first base at all. I want to stop hearing that narrative. You were baked on 650 milligrams every game, which I loved. But guess what? You're not that good, and you're not that guy. Because you got Aaron Judge behind you hitting 411 all season. You had the best season you've had in the last 3 years. Last time you won an MVP, Cody Bellinger, was 7 years ago. And now you're asking for 8 years? What, do you want to play on the Yankees until you receive AARP? Not happening. We're too left-handed dominant to begin with. Bye-bye. I say bye-bye to you. But that doesn't mean that Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner are off the hook. They should be hitting the phones, and while I'm watching the Red Sox and Blue Jays getting better, you could be doing things. Listen, the roster and the lineup that the New York Yankees have right now is scary. It seems like Brian Cashman's assembled the Avengers of bench players. Rosario. And I don't want to hear Cabrera's name coming back into the equation. Good Yankee, but he's a good utility infielder. All-stop. He's not an everyday player. Rosario, not an everyday player. Caballero, not an everyday player. Anthony Volpe, not an everyday player. Austin Wells, not an everyday player. So this transient Yankees where we don't have guys for long periods of time, people keep leaving to go cross town, and I don't care if you said that we didn't want those guys anyway. We didn't, but it still hurts, and it's still bad optics. The New York Yankees keep taking L's and taking L's and taking L's. You didn't win the division this year. You let the Blue Jays beat you. You were lucky to beat the Red Sox. New York Yankees, you need to have a cup of reality. Because the constructed roster that we have right now in the New York Yankees is not going to cut it. You got Jason Dominguez in left. You got Trent Grisham, which is ridiculous in center field. You got Aaron Judge in right. Then you got Ryan McMahon making $17 million, who's a defensive replacement after the 7th inning. You have Anthony Volpe, who's not an everyday player, and he's starting the season hurt. Put Caballero in there. He's not an everyday shortstop. Go get Bo Bichette. Enough is enough. Second base is Jazz Chisholm. He's another left-handed guy who had the year of his life last year. I believe he's going to have a down year. I want him to get moved with Fernando Tatis Jr. Ship him off to San Diego with a bunch of young arms. Let's get the deal done so the Yankees can make some waves this offseason. Then you have Ben Rice. You're expecting Ben Rice not to have a sophomore slump. I don't know what to tell you. Then Austin Wells. He's the only guy that I actually think in a weird way is going to take a step next year. So the bench looks like Caballero, Rosario, Cabrera, Wells, and then you have the other left-handed catcher. So the Yankees have gotten a year older, and now when Brian Cashman's been asked, he doesn't sound positive. As for the Yankees, Cashman said that they need to add a bit more versatility, which sounded like code for leaning heavily on internal options rather than diving into free agent signings. So I think that answers all of our questions. We're going to see Spencer Jones. We're going to see Jason Dominguez get the left field job. We're going to see Lombard Jr. be the future. But my question to you, Yankee fans, and let me know in the comments below, from the track record of Brian Cashman, that scares the shit out of me. I'd rather take all of our prospects, package them up for already proven commodities. I am done waiting. This is a win now assembled New York Yankee team. You have the window of Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge, and before Aaron Judge becomes another Don Mattingly who never even sniffs a World Series, I want to see these guys have rings. Also, the amount of question marks on the New York Yankees next year is very scary. What Garrett Cole are we going to get back? What Carlos Rodon are we going to get back after they remove the bone chips in his elbow and remove, hopefully, the scrambled egg brains that he's got because he's a mental patient? He's starting the year on the DL. Max Fried had the best year of his life last year, the most innings pitched he's had, and all we've heard about is past injury history. Knock on wood for Max Fried. Then you got guys like Luis Heel who couldn't find. Listen, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer right before Christmas, but this is what you get on my channel. It's going to be the truth about the New York Yankees. Baseball is a game of ups and downs, just like life. That's why I love baseball so much, because it emulates everyday life. 162 days, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and you need to be consistent, and consistency is key. But the New York Yankees are acting like they have a payroll in the top 25 of all of Major League Baseball. When you look at the actual contracts that the New York Yankees are giving out, it is more than controllable. If it wasn't for Brian Cashman misappropriating funds to the worst people possible, like giving Marcus Stroman $18.8 million 2 years ago, like giving DJ LeMahieu $16.6, for giving Josh Donaldson that wild 2-year, $36 million contract to bring some attitude into the locker room. So all of these dumb moves that you've made in the past, do you think maybe if Brian Cashman had not made those impulsive moves, that we would actually have more capital around now to throw around and actually compete with teams like the Mets and the Dodgers? Because the Dodgers are playing three-dimensional chess with the rest of Major League Baseball, and I have no leg to stand on being a New York Yankee fan and saying that the Dodgers are ruining baseball, man. Hey, listen, just do it better than them. I've always been a big advocate of that. Remember when Terrell Owens back in the day used to get a lot of shit for having a Sharpie in his sock? Well, guess what? Stop him from getting into the end zone, and then you won't see the theatrics. Listen, man, I don't know what's going on with these guys. They're not acting like they got a flame under their ass, and that's a problem for me. Everybody's too laid back. Everybody's going, it's a crapshoot. Is it a crapshoot or is it not? And the only way that Hal Steinbrenner will ever start spending money is if we stop going to the stadium. I know this sounds like a crazy statement. We haven't had a losing season in 35 years. But guess what? It's like a house on a bad foundation, man. Are we doing the youth movement or are we winning now? Either shit or get off the pot, New York Yankees, because you need to decide who you guys want to be in this next decade. Do you want to be the big boys with the LA Dodgers? Or do you want to be in the back of the bus and turn into the St. Louis Cardinals? Because guess what? That's where you're headed. Now there's also reports out on the Japanese pitcher that the Yankees were supposed to get. Aaron Baboon Bubbles Buffoon came out 2 days ago and said they haven't talked to him once. They haven't talked to him once. Do you understand the confusion and the smoke of war going on right now? We were told that the New York Yankees were dead set on getting this guy, and then Aaron Boone says that we're not even playing him. So this spells disaster, guys. The New York Yankees are playing with absolute fire right now, because I don't trust any positional player that comes up from this farm system. Lombard Jr., Spencer Jones, Jason Dominguez. The only one I trust in is Ben Rice. Because guess what? We were sold a bill on Anthony Volpe, a bill of goods on Anthony Volpe, saying he's the next Derek Jeter. He didn't ask for it, but guess what? We heard he was going to hit 200 hits a year. He was going to steal 40 bags. The guy, all he does is hit doubles, not get on base, and doesn't steal bags. Austin Wells took a major step back last year. I know he's only about 7 home runs from being one of the most home run dominant catchers in all of Major League Baseball, but he's another one that's regressed. Jason Dominguez, all we heard about Jason Dominguez is how he's a 5-tool player. He's an alien. You've never seen a guy like that. That's why we call him the Martian. He's 21. He can play outfield. What? He plays outfield like he's on roller skates, and in one of the easiest positions in all of Yankee Stadium, left field. The guy's been there for 2 years, or maybe a year and a half, to be fair, and he still hasn't figured it out. And what's even more scary is, let me tell you this, I was dipping into the stats the other day, and Jason Dominguez had a better defensive metrics than Trent Grisham, who we just signed for $22 million. Remember what I was saying about misappropriating funds in Brian Cashman? That's probably one of the most egregious misappropriation of funds, is giving Trent Grisham a qualifying offer to possibly get a lottery draft pick, not even a 4th-round pick in the Major League Baseball draft. So I don't know what the New York Yankees are doing. It doesn't make any sense. This team, as constructed right now, is not a World Series team in the American League. All I heard was that the New York Yankees were in the driver's seat of the American League, and it's their league to win for the next 4 years. Well, guess what? You woke up in a world today where the Toronto Blue Jays got better. The Boston Red Sox got better. Hell, the Baltimore Orioles got better. Not better than the Yankees, but all the teams have improved. Even the Tampa Bay Rays have improved. Now, the New York Yankees, acting with zero urgency, have done 0 moves. Like I said, one more time, and I'll make myself clear. Jazz Chisholm, he needs to either get moved to left field. He's played center in his career. Move him to left field. Let Caballero play second base every day. Go get Bo Bichette. Let him play shortstop. Experience in the American League. He'll probably want to stick it to the Toronto Blue Jays. And guess what? When Lombard Jr. comes up, you can move Bo Bichette right over to second base. Now Lombard Jr. is your everyday shortstop. Goodbye, Anthony Volpe. Caballero, it was good. It was real, but it wasn't real good. The New York Yankees will have a platoon at shortstop and third base starting the season, and might have a platoon at left field. So does that sound like a team that's worth $8 billion? Does that sound like the team that pretty much kept baseball alive in the 90s? Does that sound like the historic franchise of, as the Michael Kay would like to say, the interlocking NNY? I don't think so. But I need to get on here, need to vent, tell you about the Yankees, and you can vent over on Instagram. Let me know over there what you're thinking about the New York Yankees, or right here on YouTube. That's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. And remember, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Good night, Canada. Bye.